Jesus.
Hello, Bible Beaters. Welcome to another episode of the Bible Beater Podcast. This is the Lord of Hosts, Caleb Campbell, joined as always by the Interrupter.
Lord of Darkness.
The Interrupter, Kyle Vessner. How's it
Lord
going
of
anyways,
Darkness.
Kyle?
Pretty good.
Pretty not too bad?
Just perched up on my throne of darkness.
Perched like a bird.
Isn't that how you sit on a throne?
No.
You don't perch?
I mean, a king would
Yeah.
fucking, like, I don't know.
In golf?
In golf, no, that's what the Lord of Hosts would do.
Yeah.
A king would, I don't know. That's a very, I was going to say sit stoically, but that's dumb, too. A king
Don't make
kind
fun of perch then, dude.
Perch is not a good word for a king. A king doesn't, like, sit on top.
I'm sitting up there like this.
Yeah, like a gargoyle.
Yeah, looking down at people like this.
You're sitting on the back of your frame of your chair. Like, why are you sitting like that?
I'm hugging onto it like
I'm
Gollum.
perched on the back. What's up, Kyle?
I don't know.
Hurricane Wesley's in town. I'm in a
I was
bit
going
of
to
a
say,
mood.
do you want to have that totally real conversation that we didn't have to stop earlier because we have a podcast?
Well, I was just screaming at Kyle before I just got here, and Kyle's like,
No, we were heated. We forgot we were having conversations like people that know each other.
yeah, we were,
Like
and then
pals, then we forget we have to record all those.
all of everything that me and Kyle talk about is recorded. Not everything, but most things. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, my father and mother have returned from California.
Yeah, illegally.
Well, they got across the border legally, so I don't know
How
why
are you
you're
allowed to do that?
they're Canadian citizens. So I don't know. They didn't sneak across. They didn't like pull like an underground railroad. My dad is not a sneaky guy.
Do you say underground werewolf?
Railroad
Underground
to Canada.
werewolf. I wonder what that would be.
It's when the slaves escaped. Everyone knows this, right? We all had to watch Roots.
The slaves were werewolves?
No, Underground Railroad, Kyle.
Oh, the werewolves killed the slaves. So
What are
they
you
had to
talking
escape.
about? Werewolves.
I don't know. You said it. I've never heard of the underground
I
werewolf.
probably just slurred a little bit. I keep looking back at the camera as if like these. Hey, you guys agree with me? Like this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, they're on my side.
No one's on your
The
side.
King of Darkness.
So, anyways, they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I stocked their place with food from Costco. Like a whole bunch of food. It's my sister, her husband, my mom and dad. They're all in the 2-bedroom little condo there.
Mm-hmm.
And between me and a friend of my dad's or a friend of mine, he got the place cleaned.
Mutual friend.
Got a grocery shop. Like the place is ready, right? And I know for a fact my dad's gonna phone and give me like 5 items. I get a phone call like first thing in the morning, like we need our online prophecy school needs new enrollments for the new year, and I've like quit in writing now 3 times. I do not want to like perpetuate nonsense in the world.
Are they paying you?
Yeah, they're paying me.
Oh, then you haven't quit, dude.
I
Then
know.
you haven't quit.
Exactly. I can't quit. I have another job that's weather
Dude,
dependent
you're
that
under
hasn't
their-
started yet.
You're under their thumb.
Here's the
You
point.
can't get out.
I know.
We need this podcast to get you out of the hole.
So that's
dude.
what I'm. So I feel bad about myself because I'm now making like
Because you're middle-aged.
commercials. No, that's not why. I don't care about that. I've hated myself for a
you're-
long time, Kyle.
Right. 'Cause
If
you're
you're
not
gonna-
vain.
Go ahead. I'm not vain.
Right, no, totally.
Nobody this fat is vain.
Yeah.
Vanity requires a measure of
Well,
like.
let me test this.
Okay.
Test if you're vain. Did you think about what you were going to put on before you came to this podcast?
Of course not. Do my socks match? No. Are there stains on these jeans that I found under my computer desk? Yes. Was this the nearest sweater to the door? Correct.
It's all possible. It's all very possible.
That's all factually true.
It's hard to tell which jeans you brought because they're all exactly the same.
Yeah, I got the fucking
Old man style. That's what my grandpa does.
dude. You find a pair of pants that you like, and you just go to Costco and keep buying them for $20 for the rest of your life. Kirkland signature jeans are the shit. 36, 34s. They're a little bit stretchy. They fit perfect.
Because they're actually like 39s.
Whatever they are, they're made out of spandex. They fit a fat guy. They work. All right. I forget what my point is. You got me all discombobulated.
Sorry.
My point is that my father phones me like every 20 minutes with just like every thought in his head, like, oh, we're gonna need Himalayan sea salt. We're gonna need Chinese stir fry.
Well, he needed the profit thing. What the fuck is that? He wants you to
Oh, so he's
cold
sending
call
not
enrollments?
cold call. No, I made the graphic that he's sending out to everybody. Basically,
Oh, so he's doing it.
like Domino's Pizza has like these are our pizza deals for the next month. These are our online profit. If you want to talk to God online at 4 clicks for
Dude, God has Wi-Fi?
Oh yeah,
That's dope.
It's mostly located in central California, is where God likes to live.
That's God's server.
Yeah, between Sacramento and L.A. in the Bethel area.
They call
not
that
Israel, not the Temple Mount.
They call that the Bible Belt.
That's no. The Bible Belt is actually more of a southern thing. I would say the Bible Belt is this is straight up conjecture.
Yep.
But I think the Bible Belt goes along the middle of the United States down to the bottoms. California is the hedonist. Maybe they only get the very corner of the Bible Belt curve as it goes to Mexico, like Tijuana.
So Mexico's the Bible pants.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. They're very Catholic.
Sure.
The Bible pants. Now, does the belt?
Yeah,
that's the Mitch Hedberg bit. But does the belt hold the pants up, or the loops hold the belt up? Who knows? I'm trying to think.
I love the bit.
Yeah,
but the belt holds the pants up. Love the bit.
But you need the loops
to
hold the belt up.
You don't. With pressure, you can hold.
That's true.
Yeah.
How many girls have you seen wearing those
stupid belts that don't do anything?
Yeah,
by the way, that belt is just, hey, who needs a belt 5 inches wide to hide that I'm fat? I want to wear this tight dress.
You don't see me wearing those.
And also not look fat. That's because you're not vain, dude.
We already
went through that. That's what I just said.
I'm actually so offended. It's one of those insults that you're not that.
Dude, you wouldn't be offended if you weren't vain. If you weren't worried about your image.
That's the annoying thing that you get to do to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not vain, and I know I'm not vain, but you say it, and then I react because I'm I won't react. And then he keeps saying it, and I'm I won't react. And eventually I react, and here we are.
Because you're vain, and I got it out of you.
No, you're so vain.
Yeah.
There's a
good song.
Yeah, you probably think it's about you. That one? Yeah.
I like the Manson version.
This podcast is nonsense. We've been talking about horse shit for 20 minutes.
We're talking about your parents, dude. They're annoying.
No. You are annoying.
AF.
They are annoying. All that to say,
yeah.
I think I can get Wesley back on the podcast for Christmas. He might even do.
Hell yeah, dude.
We might even get him to read the Nativity.
By the way, he hasn't been on the podcast yet for the fans.
Oh my god. we gotta put those out.
I forgot that even existed. We're putting them out.
There are no fans. Can we be real?
Yeah.
There's me and you and Gus and one guy and fucking Jeff, and maybe Keith still listens, but he doesn't write us anymore.
Yeah, we broke Keith's heart. Still love him though.
Keith, if you listed
Keith, I don't want to marry you, but still fuck you, bud.
Okay.
Still put it in,
I would sit down and have a coffee and a conversation with you.
He's like an ex-girlfriend.
Why? How was it just?
You don't love her anymore, but if you ran into her, you'd still.
Oh yeah, take the win. Take the easy, dude. Yeah, take the easy win.
So
there's nothing wrong with going back to the old well. You just, it's
You go back enough, it makes you feel a little bad though.
No.
Yeah, here and there.
They love it. They love it.
No, they love it.
Yeah.
Of course they love it. I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah, you should feel bad. You should grow up.
Really should. Really
Doesn't
should.
matter.
Don't feel like I'm gonna.
Do you remember what we read about last week, Kyle?
Yeah, dude. Jesus came in.
No.
Someone died. A new king was born.
All wrong, actually. I don't even think anyone died in the last episode.
Did we read names?
No, we read about. Okay, remember it was the measurements of the temple, and then with the Solomon's provisions.
Different than names, but just as boring.
Yeah, it was measurements, and so today, it's 1 Kings chapter 6. So we read about that was last week, chapter 6. That was the building of the temple. Now we're in 1 Kings chapter 7, and Solomon is building his palace. I will reread the last paragraph of 1 Kings chapter 6. Verse 37. The foundation of the temple of the Lord was laid in the 4th year in the month of Ziv. But in the 11th year in the month of Bul, the 8th month, the temple was finished in all of its details according to its specifications. He had spent 7 years building it. Did I make a mistake? Did I say the 11th year? In the 11th year in the month of Bul. No, I did say that.
Every time I look like I'm reading it, I'm just staring off into nothing.
So the 11th year, that's 2011. That's just what they would say the year is.
Yeah.
But it wasn't 11 years of building. It was only 7 years constructing.
Got it.
Not really important, but it's kind of important.
Yeah, it is. You know why? Because God's never wrong. And proceed.
Well, this is actually why. Because he spent 7 years building the temple and 13.
This actually matters.
And 13 years building his fucking palace. So he spends 7 years on God's house.
That's dope.
And double the time on his own house.
Fuck God. Like, really, though. He's at best a ball of fire.
So far, yeah. I mean,
right?
Well, do you want to list the accomplishments of God so far?
Yeah, but he doesn't need a house.
He required a tent.
Yeah.
He didn't ask for a house.
He didn't need it.
No, he did need the tent.
He didn't need the tent.
No, he said, I want a dwelling place.
He wanted a tent. Big different than need. My point being is God doesn't need any of that shit. He just forces, so far in the Bible, people to do it.
Obviously, he didn't need it because he existed without it.
To put them through whatever fucking bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also, he could exist without it, but he could also immediately make it.
It's true, he could.
So.
But we need to pay the price, Kyle.
Exactly.
I don't know how many times.
That's my point. So I like it. If you can get away with putting less effort into God's bullshit, if you can get away with doing that, then you put into your own
Smartest
palace.
guy that ever lived.
Yeah. He tricked God. Smarter than God.
Smarter than God.
Is that possible?
First Kings 7. It took Solomon 13 years, however, to complete the construction of his palace. He built the palace of the forest of Lebanon, 100 cubits long, 50 wide, and 30 high, with 4 rows of cedar columns supporting trimmed cedar beams. It was roofed with cedar above the beams and rested on the columns, 45 beams, 15 in a row. What?
Just thinking about, like, back then when they were writing this, they're like, writing it so, like, grandiose. They're probably like, ooh, God, that's amazing. And now we have, like, shithole apartments.
I was just thinking of that as you, yeah. Like, this is not an architectural achievement.
Wonder whatsoever
by any stretch.
Like we have large apartments.
Yeah.
Like don't even forget the skyscrapers.
The building that you live in right now.
Yeah.
Is bigger.
It's probably the same size.
Yeah, it's probably the same size.
That shit sucks, dude.
Yeah. And it's not like artistic or weird angles.
Could you imagine if I described it like they did? Walls masoned in stone.
And Rand
roofs built with the strongest timbers of the land, you know? Just
and Rand
shit.
had better descriptions in the freaking Fountainhead.
Is she good?
No, she sucks ass. Anybody
a lot
that
of
likes
really smart people like her.
Yeah, because she's okay.
I never read her books or
Here's
anything.
the
I don't
thing.
even know who she is.
Also,
I don't really trust a woman to be smart. A woman. I don't trust a women to be smart. Go on.
I disagree with Ayn Rand fundamentally. She's like an individualist, and she's all about. If I could reduce her to like, I don't know, the common parlance of our time. She
wasn't that long ago.
I know, but she's like the. Oh fuck! I just lost she's this like extreme individualist. So. She believes that you should just do everything for yourself and not worry about the greater good. And if it's good to you, if it's true to you, like basically individualism, like your own morality, like morality subjective, all those kinds of things.
I mean,
those are the themes she explores.
What's not to agree with that?
She's Howard Rourke is the main character in The Fountainhead. He's an architect, and he's the man of ultimate integrity. He's kind of a cool character. She gets paid by the word, by the way. Her books are fucking thousands of pages, and they could be reduced to 200.
Get out of here.
I don't know if that's true.
Is it compelling literature, at least?
People say so. I didn't like it.
You didn't find it.
I didn't like it.
Like, I mean...
I was annoyed.
Irrelevant that you disagreed with the central premise, which is going to be hard to read a book in the first place, but...
I enjoyed The Fountainhead a lot more than I enjoyed Atlas Shrugged. I couldn't finish Atlas Shrugged. But the Fountainhead was cool, and it's about an architect named Howard Warwick who, you know, is a genius in school. His friend cheats off of him. He doesn't mind because he knows what he's doing is right. And the friend that cheats off him gets this job at this great place, and he gets this job at like this rundown, like basically out of business place for an old great that's kind of like this, you know, blind old man now. And he like designs like a house, and it's the best house ever designed, but it doesn't win any awards for some reason.
It sounds gay AF, dude.
And then it is. And then he like makes a statue of this like hot chick. What's her name? Oh, fuck.
Can you steal one of these for me?
Of course.
Thanks.
We're way off
You're
topic.
really not selling the book, but anyways.
Well, because I fucking hate the book.
The book fucking sucks.
It's like 1,100 pages, and the whole thing is basically do whatever you want.
Would you say on record that Ayn Rand is a dumb bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's the official Bible position since I've never read it.
You've never read anything. This will be maybe the first book you read, and it'll be like I
Like
read a book
audiobook style.
over like 5 years.
Have I ever read a book that I haven't been forced to? No.
No.
Because why would I read?
I don't know, to gain some insight.
To learn it myself?
For fun, because it's honestly fun to have
It's
somebody
fucking
else.
not fun, dude.
What do you like movies?
You know what's fun? Jerking off when someone could walk in at any moment.
That's fun.
That's fun.
Okay. It's the I don't know, the tension, the anxiety.
It's the heightened sense of awareness.
Yeah. You ever been walked in on?
Of course, who hasn't?
But like, okay, that's not like as worse than like, oh, sorry, close the door.
Absolutely, yeah.
You gotta tell me.
I have a horrifying image in my mind from when I was a kid.
You gotta tell me.
You know, like...
And then Gus has to turn on his mic and tell me his.
You know when you're like a kid and you think you get away with something, you're like, wow, that was close.
Like when you hide your head under the blankets.
It's worse than that. And then when you get older, you're like, oh, they're just trying not to make it weird, but they knew the whole time.
Yeah.
But then also, why did they stand there so long? You know what I mean?
Deer in the headlights, you just don't know what to do.
So I was chair back to the door, computer in my room,
Yeah.
just going at it, right? Pretty sure
What is just going at it? Is that like volume on or headphones on?
headphones on.
Oh,
dude.
that's the worst.
I had one on, one off. That was my style, you know? So I heard the door open. Pretty sure I didn't even have a shirt on. Pretty sure the pants were around both my feet.
Yeah. Just
Fully visible that that's the case.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that.
Am I gay? Am I gay? Just repeating the mantra.
Well, that wouldn't be fun.
So what happened?
Parent walks in the room to ask me a question.
Which parent?
Mom.
Worse. That's same here.
Stands there asking me for like 10 seconds. Like, yeah, you know, that whole thing. Fucking traumatizing, dude.
That is traumatizing. Hypothetically speaking, I've never considered
Like that I
this.
possibly got away with it?
No, I was gonna say, I mean, what's your mom's? You know, not an idiot. She obviously banged your dad. You're here. She knows the guys jerk off.
Mm-hmm.
She must knew that you. I was wondering, maybe she didn't know what you were doing right away. And then the other half
That's
of that
what I'm
is-
thinking. I'm
Do you
thinking
think
she
she's caught your dad before she's caught you?
I'm thinking she can. I don't give a. Who gives a fuck about that?
Well, the reason
Has a girlfriend ever caught you jerking off? That's never happened to
my
me.
girl's never caught me.
Never, not once.
No, only
that
my
would be
mom.
weird, eh?
So that's what I was. So I was gonna say, like, she must have caught your dad maybe once before.
I don't know. Here's the thing: a girlfriend catches you, you just go hop on.
Yeah, this. I'm doing your job. Where were you?
You're welcome.
You're late. I started.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's great.
Gus, you can tell me yours, and then I'll tell you mine.
No, but what were you finish?
Finish what?
So you're saying she got like halfway through, realized, and then had to finish?
No, what I'm wondering
What she was
is,
saying?
if she knew what you were doing. Well, you said she took a long time sitting at the door.
It felt like forever, but you know, in the moment.
So it's one possible scenario is, what the fuck's he doing? Oh, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be what happened. The other one, I was just thinking, like, she caught your dad, and it's like, oh, that's funny. He does it the same way as your dad. I don't know. I was.
Oh
just,
God,
Yeah.
dude! Oh fuck!
I don't know. I thought of it. It came across my mind.
Jesus Christ! So in one scenario, innocent, got an awkward situation, didn't know how to get out of it. Second scenario, analyzing my technique, comparing it to my father.
It's a thought that popped in my head. Now that I said it out loud, I'm embarrassed. I don't know. Kiss the sun. Oh, that ends with kiss the sun, which is super weird.
There.
Gus, how did you get caught?
Kiss the sun. Oh, God. Kiss the sun.
Dads are bros, though. Dads are like, whatever, dog.
Yeah, I was as he like pulled over, I was just doing like a roll, like under the sheets.
Yeah.
For no reason, right?
Oh, you turned over?
Yeah. So he didn't see anything.
Smart.
He knew what was going on.
Everyone knows.
After that, always knocked.
Dude, mine was horrible. You guys both know this, but everybody needs to know. By the way, if you're a person that's embarrassed about stuff, you should just start telling strangers the most embarrassing things about yourself. It's liberating.
You don't care very, very quickly.
I was embarrassed to the point of like suicide over peeing my pants before, and then I started doing it as a stand-up joke, and now everyone thinks it's hilarious, and now it's like my meme.
You're joking.
Yeah.
You're that concerned about peeing your pants?
The first couple times, yeah.
The first time is the worst. But you know what got me through it? Knowing you pissed yourself like a 20
Yeah, I know. So yeah, and I'm the piss yourself guy.
Also, the second time I did it, second out of 3, haven't done it in a long time,
I'm almost a year dry.
was on J-Rod. So
Yeah.
J-Rod just trolled me the whole time and then didn't give a shit. So
Okay, so my story, I'll tell you it from my perspective. The way I like to do things back in the days of LimeWire and dial-up internet.
you'd get on your stomach and press your dick between 2 Bibles.
No, I would
No.
download a
Okay.
video before school with some innocuous sounding name, and then I would look at
Okay, because
pictures.
it took a long time to download.
Yeah, it took forever. Then I would look at pictures, finish with the video.
Wait, did you have a computer in your room?
No, upstairs family computer.
No way.
Oh yeah, I made.
Your parents would have no idea, though.
Oh,
No offense to them. but-
Caleb staying up like Gideon in the night, with a lamp under a bowl. And once I hear not a peep in the house, I creak up the stairs into the computer and I start jerking off, right? And I got like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't have a lot of attention span. I need a new girl like every 5 seconds.
Back in the day? Oh, no problem. One girl forever.
So
but-
I had like, I don't know, 50 fucking tabs open.
Yeah.
And then I go to the bathroom, I come back, and my mom is sitting on the computer. So whatever. So I was that close to getting caught at the worst possible time.
In your either sweaty ass or a little bit of jizz.
Oh yeah, like slightly damp boxers, full shame with my mom there, closing the windows, tabs one by one. Which there's, like I said, numerous tabs, like all the way across the screen in tiny fonts. And she's just going, and she just keeps saying my name, Caleb. Oh, Caleb, close, like black chick, spread eagle, close, like assholes, like double pen, like just everything. Like
That's
just,
the worst.
Yeah, and she
That's
just
the
keeps saying
worst
my
fucking
name,
thing
and
I've
I keep
ever heard in
going
my life.
Command Q. I eventually just like went to the wall and unplugged it. I
You
was
kept
like,
on saying that to her? Command Q?
yeah, like close the fucking browser. Don't like close.
How old were you?
17.
You sound so old.
17.
Oh, 17.
I don't know. It was
That's way too old to be jerking
16.
off in the family room computer.
yeah, it was grade 12 in the upstairs house. Everyone knew. I told you this, man. This is when I had to go to porn addiction camp. You know about this.
I don't think I do.
This is like I've been doing this in my stand-up act for years.
I don't watch you do stand up.
That's fair enough. Okay, well, people want to probably know about the porn addiction camp now. Fuck, I'm funny, dude. You should watch me once or twice.
17 years old
Oh yeah,
is way too old.
17. I must have
Oh,
been. Yeah,
God,
'cause it
that's
was.
way too old to use the family computer to beat off. That's like a 12-year-old
What do
thing.
you want from me? I
was
didn't
like
have a cell
12.
phone. This is like
Oh,
2000,
Get a laptop. Get an old laptop.
2005, 2004.
Oh, man.
So yeah, so I have to go to porn addiction camp now.
You're 17. You're almost an adult.
I had to go. I wasn't an adult. Lived at home. They sent Judah there in solidarity. Like Judah,
No way!
you're probably addicted to porn too. And the way
What has Caleb been showing you? Did they take him into his own room and...
I don't know what they
Give him
told
the-
him,
give him the
but
once
I was
over?
like, yeah, I got caught looking at porn. I told all the bros, like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was me.
And did the youngest one...
Well,
Did Sim
I didn't
go,
like
like-
have a council of brothers and be like, you guys, this is what I was jerking off to. This is the time, and this is when mom
No, I
walked
meant-
in. Watch out for that.
I meant, did Sim go, what's porn?
No, I didn't tell. I just kind of told him I got caught looking at porn on the computer, and I have to go to porn camp, and Judah has to come with me. Judah was like,
To watch me.
well, the way religious people see addiction and mental health is it's demons. Okay? So I had the demon of pornography addiction.
Of hard cocks.
Yeah, and what's hilarious about the fucking, I don't know, religious method of therapy is that since it's demon possessed or demon possession or demon based,
Yeah.
obviously there's one cure fixes all, right? Prayer. We can pray the demons away. So there's like alcoholics, drug addicts, porn addicts,
Gays.
sure, probably gays. It's set free. So it's addictions. If you're addicted to anything, come to this camp, okay? Which is just like think
I
about
like
that.
how
For,
all the...
think
like,
about that for a second, though. You put a fucking heroin addict in a room with a sex addict, in a room with a porn addict, in a room with an alcoholic.
So in their mind, demons don't specify. There's not a porn demon and an alcohol demon.
I can't speak for
And
all
there's
of them.
not different ways to get rid of them.
I can't
the
speak for all
same
of
way
them.
you banish them. You have to make like a cross on
But
the
there
ground.
is different demons. There is like the spirit of infirmary and the fucking.
So the same thing works for all of them?
Essentially, you just cast them out in the name of God. The power of Christ compels you. That fucking bullshit. Like
They did that? They throw holy water at you?
No, they didn't do that. So the first day was generally addiction. What is addiction? It's demonic. When you're addicted, that is the devil attacking you.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with your own behavior. Nothing that you did. No
You know what's
responsibility
funny
to
to me?
y'all.
All the alcoholics and other ones are like also doing your addiction.
Yeah. Well, they split
You
us
know
up
what I mean?
into groups, and then so
You know what I mean, though? All the alcoholics, you're like, I'm addicted to porn, I'm watching porn. The alcoholic's like, in his mind, should I be saying that too? You know?
oh, I didn't. Yeah, I mean,
Because they're also watching porn.
I didn't really take it that seriously. I was kind of joking around the whole time. Like I said, I was 17. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? I could drive. I could have just left.
Did you beat off at all in
I'll tell you what happened. This is actually fucking.
Great.
The first time I got caught drinking is this story.
Really?
The first time I got caught drinking was because I got caught looking at porn a month before.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I
First time you drank or got caught?
got caught. I drank for a little bit.
Okay.
Anyways, so they split us up into groups. I go to the porn group, and there's a guy at the front.
How many is there?
And he's like, pornography has ruined my life. I used to jerk off 7 to 9 times a day.
God damn, dude.
I would jerk off at work. I lost my job. I was fired for looking at pornography at work. And we're like, I'm like looking at porn, once a week in high school. Like, what am I doing here with this fucking psychopath?
Yeah, that guy has a problem. We
Yeah.
can all agree that guy has a problem.
And like the cool youth leader, like nudges me and like shows me his phone. He's got a number like 27,842. I'm like, what is that? He's like, that's how many times that guy jerked off at work in 2 years. I fucking laughed. What's so funny? And then I was like, how many times you jerked off? That's what's so funny. It's the funniest shit.
Is that what you said?
No, but I should have said it. I'm trying to make the story better.
I thought you were the cool kid.
I mean, in retrospect.
You wish you were.
Anyways, so
Because you're a fan of
I'm there, right? I'm at the porn camp.
Yep.
My friends bust me out of there. My friends are like, know that I'm there. They show up. They're like, hey, we're getting you out of here. I'm like, peace, Judah. Have fun at porn camp. I'm out of here.
Really?
Yeah.
You left your brother alone?
Fucking left him there.
That's ruthless.
Yeah.
You're there. He's there because of you.
Yeah.
And you bail on him. Why didn't you bring him with you? He's only like a year younger than you.
It wasn't that we were going drinking and trying
So
to get
what?
girls and stuff.
He's a year younger.
I just didn't. We didn't hang out at that time. It's like 17 to 15 is kind
Oh,
of.
2 years. Yeah, but still, though, he looked up to you.
We didn't
dude.
really become close friends. Like
He looked up to you. He loved you.
when we started playing rugby together,
Mm-hmm.
I would say over the next 4 years, that's when me and my brothers became the closest. But up until then, they were kind of the annoying little kids,
Oh, okay.
right? I'm
Yeah.
17, they're 15, 13, and 11, and I'm like, fuck these kids, right?
Yeah, fuck him.
I would say that exactly those like 5 years were the 5 years where we all became like real close best friends when we started playing rugby on the same teams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyways, so
So I
we
should
do
hit my
there.
sister so we can get closer.
We go to Tyler's house. We go to his basement.
Yeah.
And we start playing Halo and drinking gin. And Tyler is the youngest in his family. His parents are old parents. They're like, you ever have...
God, you get away with everything.
Yeah, they were just sleeping
Yeah,
upstairs.
they don't give a fuck.
We go on... Tyler goes on MSN Messenger to
Mm-hmm.
get some girls, right? That's how we did it back then. And he messages to this girl. We go to her house. Her dad meets us at the door and like, what are you fucking idiots doing? And we're like four 17-year-olds with
Just hammered.
bottles of gin.
Oh, you
like-
had bottles on you.
Yeah, and
We're getting your daughter drunk and fuck her.
Yeah, that's our plan. He's like, fuck off, basically. Like, yeah, you can't come over. So we go to McDonald's.
Was she at the top of the stairs going, Dad?
I don't remember. I
matter.
remember the dad was not nice to us. We're pretty drunk at this
Nor
point.
should he be.
We're pretty drunk
Can
at this
we,
point.
acknowledge the
Ruben
fact
is
that-
driving. It's me, Ruben, Sam, and Tyler. Tyler is the person that lives there. Ruben's driving and Sam is drunk. So we go to McDonald's. I pathetically hit on the girl at the drive-thru for like 5 minutes till she threatens to call the cops. Then we go back
Get
to
out of here.
we go back to Tyler's house. At this point, the
Dude, you
story
were an animal back in the day.
at this point the story becomes hearsay and rumor.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not true whatsoever.
Well, I don't remember any of this. I've been told this is what This is what happens.
But you don't agree with
All I know is I woke up the next day in
Mm-hmm.
my own bed with pockets full of his mom's cookies and Okay, so
What?
this is what happened between then and there. So
Tyler, full of whose mom's cookies?
Tyler's passed out face down, and I say I got to go to the bathroom. And instead of going to the downstairs bathroom, which is right across like the tiny little hallway, I go down the hall, through the den, up the stairs, through the kitchen, down the hall, into his parents' bedroom where they are sleeping, through the bedroom, into the ensuite, turn on the lights, and pass out in the bathtub. That's what I did. Tyler starts puking into his mattress after some time.
No way.
They're trying to like, oh fuck. They're like wondering where I am. They see all the doors left open and the lights all the way on.
So they follow the trail.
At some point, the parents wake up
lights
because
and
of the commotion. They're like,
They didn't wake up when you passed out in their ensuite?
they're old, man. They're 70 years old. They find me there. They wake
Dude,
up.
I'm going to be a 7-year-old
They go downstairs. Tyler's like basically drowning in a puddle of his own vomit.
Mm-hmm.
They come back upstairs. The dad starts smacking me in the face, saying, "What did you do? Smack. What drugs did you take? Smack. What
Hell
did you do
yeah,
to my
that
son?"
dude's awesome.
Because I'm passed out and his son's passed out, so he thinks like the worst. Like, what drugs are we on?
Yep.
And he's trying to wake me up. I like.
It's not working?
Apparently, like, kind of like push him off, walk across the street to their foster kid's bed, or across the hall to their foster kid's bedroom, puke on the floor there. They call my parents. They're like, "You got to come pick up Caleb. He's all kinds of fucked up." They're like, "No, he's at porn addiction camp, actually." They're like,
No, he's not there.
"No, he isn't.
Yeah.
He's here." My dad eventually comes. I get in the car. He's like, "Where are your shoes?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." So I go inside. I vaguely remember this. I see Tyler's mom and dad like crying, like holding him over this kitchen sink. And I'm like, "Oh,
What?
Tyler seems fucked up." Cookies. And I just started like grabbing cookies out of this jar and like shoving my pockets full of them. And then I get back in the car. My dad apparently was like, "Where are your shoes?" And I just got like pockets bulging of cookies. He's like, "Get your fucking shoes." I get my shoes.
So you went there.
And then the next day, I woke up in my own bed, fully clothed, pockets bulging full of shoes, with shoes on, or
Full of shoes, cookies on.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I was just like, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be at porn camp."
But
And
you
I-
didn't remember.
Well,
I must have remembered leaving.
No, I
Porn camp.
I know that I have pockets full of cookies.
You don't remember leaving porn camp?
I remember leaving porn camp. I
And
remember
then you're
going to
like,
Tyler's.
fuck, I guess
the
I
last
didn't
thing
get back.
I remember was kind of like going to McDonald's. And then I kind of vaguely sort of remember because people tell me the grabbing of the cookies, but I know that I woke up with those cookies in my pocket and I wasn't in my bed and I was like, I'm like all the way across town from where I'm supposed to be. And that's the whole
If
story.
everyone didn't call you Cookie Monster after that, I'd be disappointed.
No one did.
They should have. That's a missed opportunity.
Anyways, that was a long
Did you have to
aside.
go back to camp?
It was over the next day, so no, I got out of it. I guess that's the win.
Did they send you back for alcohol addiction and porn camp?
You know what they should have. It didn't quite take. So where were we here?
I have no idea.
1 Kings chapter 7
story, though.
verse. We're gonna go with 2. He built the palace of the forest of Lebanon. 100 cubits long, 50 wide, and 30 high. 4 rows
a
of
lot of
cedar
cubits.
columns, supported, trimmed by cedar beams. It was roofed with cedar above the beams and rested on columns. 45 beams, 15 in a row.
That's a sick pad, dude.
Its windows were placed high in sets of 3, facing each other.
3 in a row.
Sets of 3 facing each other.
Wow.
All the doorways had rectangular frames, and they were built in
Dude, all
the
the
front
poor
part
people with their triangle frames.
in sets of 3 facing each other. And then there's a note that says facing each other, and then it says the meaning of this Hebrew phrase for this verse is uncertain. So they don't even know what that means.
All right.
Not only do they not know what it means, they wrote it down and included it as if it was relevant.
Maybe it means something in Hebrew.
Well, it obviously means something. The point they wouldn't have wrote it down if they did.
That's what you just said.
It's a stick man jerking off. We just put this in the middle of the Bible as like a goof. God inspired me to do it.
That's a sweet goof. That also meant something, though.
I get real hung. I know this is like a theme of this podcast, but I get real hung up on the things they decide to include in this Bible as like part of your.
Well, maybe it's like blueprints for. Maybe everyone is too retarded to build a house back then, and they're all living in tents. So they're like, here's how you build a house.
Well, you're kind of missing my point. There's the kind of narrative, the fake history or the story the Jews have, their origin story, if you will, right? So that's interesting to the Jews from a historical perspective for some reason, right? So that seems
For
relevant.
some reason.
Well, that's interesting to them,
Yeah.
as their own thing.
To the Jays.
The Jays. I don't know why that was funny to me. It's just like I didn't expect you to say that.
Toning it down, dude.
They are called, in fact, Jews.
The Jays, dude.
The Jays.
Soft Jays. Soft Jays.
Then they would be. There's no such thing as a hard J.
Yeah, there is.
There's hard G, you goof,
It's hard J.
and there's soft G, you joof. But there's no hard and soft G or a
There's
J.
soft J. I'll give you an example. Oh, no.
Jesus?
My friend's a Jew. Look at those fucking Jews.
I didn't see those are both. Jesus, I guess, would be the soft J when you use it as an H.
Okay, that's a good point. Silent J.
I don't know. I was talking about the Bible,
And
and
then you got into semantics.
we can't escape.
You're doing it, dude.
I know. I mean, I was saying to Kyle before we turned the mics on, I was like, I know that we meme or we joke about like racial stuff because it's just uncomfortable to joke about. But if we consistently make fun of the Jews every week, it does come across as an anti-Semitic podcast. He's like, "What do you want me to do? The whole Bible's about the Jews. The jokes are just sitting there." I'm like, it is in fact true.
The J's, dude.
It's just so hard to make fun of. Well, it's not hard to make fun of white people. It's hard to make fun of like who do you make? How do you get
Jews
ourselves?
are white.
Jews are beige.
They're pretty fucking white.
They're curly.
North American Jews are pretty white.
Okay, even if they're white, they're curly though. They have
Different than
curly
the
fucking hair.
Arabian Jews.
My point is, how do you make fun of
'Cause
the
you-
equivalent of yourself back then?
I like how you're defining a skin tone by the color, by the texture of their hair. No, they're not white. They have curly hair.
Off white, dude.
Impossible
that's
to
a
be white.
descriptor of ancient people when they describe peoples, they would describe them if their hair was straight or curly.
Dude, I've seen a curly, red-headed
White guy, of course.
white guy.
I was just talking about differences. I know there's white people with straight hair. Obviously
White people have straight hair. We have straight hair.
I know, and there's white people with curly hair. I know that also.
Yeah, wavy too.
We're gonna talk about all the different hair types.
I'll go wherever you lead me, dude.
Bald?
You're my shepherd.
Balding,
Yeah, balding. That's me. That's me included.
you and Gus. When Gus pulls his headphones back, it's almost as if you were already bald. Okay, that was a long aside for no point. Where were we? Verse 7. He built the throne hall. Verse 6. He made a colonnade 50 cubits
Ooh, we
long
almost didn't read the whole Bible.
and 30 wide.
Mm-hmm.
In front of it was a portico, and
Yeah, those are important. Yeah.
those are porta potties if you remember from last week.
They're where you shit.
Yeah. So this is like double.
They're temporary.
Solomon, in his infinite wisdom, was the first guy to make double stacked porticos. So he's got one over another.
Double decker.
Yeah, he's got for like
all the Levites.
the Levites,
on the top.
landowners,
Yeah.
and they just shit on the
And then all
lower
the
class.
regular people on the bottom. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. That's sweet.
I mean, if you're doing it properly, like you're supposed to on the bottom, you have to just kind of like be looking up and like trying to let the shit fall
that's
between
the
your
thing.
legs.
You're assuming the people up top are eating healthy.
yeah.
Dude, if they're below me, there's nowhere they could go. There's nowhere you could hide.
Got a nice spread. Oh man, have you seen how they like paint bowls in factories? They like dip it in like liquid paint. You basically do the inverse of that to your toilet
Why would
every
I
time.
have seen that?
I don't know. It's how it's made. Shit. You basically like spray liquid paint on your whole bowl. I was just thinking of a bowl getting dropped in the paint, but you just do the inverse of that with your butt.
I paint the bowl.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's already an expression.
Yeah, I know. But the way
You're making it more convoluted.
because you have IBS, right? So I was just thinking of the actual like full blown
George Carlin told you that.
diarrhea spread.
You read that in a George Carlin podcast.
Why do you keep saying this? Why do you keep saying this with the George Carlin thing?
Dan Carlin.
Dan Carlin is
There you go.
yes. George Carlin is the famous comedian
Yeah, I like him too. He's pretty sweet.
who I ripped off for like a year doing that pre-boarding bit until
Did
someone
you?
showed me that. Yeah.
Oh, like I
I
said,
thought
I
that's
don't
what-
watch your
I
stand-up.
thought that's what you were referring to over and over and over. but you're actually talking about Dan Carlin,
Dan Carlin,
who
yeah.
I reference constantly.
Yeah, you read Dan Carlin.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, Dan Carlin has only written one book, but I didn't even read it. I listened to the audiobook.
You watched it.
I don't watch books, Kyle. All of these structures, from the outside to the great courtyard, and from foundation to eaves, were made of blocks of high-grade stone cut to size and trimmed with a saw on their inner and outer faces. The foundations were laid with large stones of good quality, some measuring 10 cubits and some 8. Above were high-grade stones cut to size and cedar beams.
Do you think God ever did a book reading? Like in...
I would like to hear. I would go to that.
Like, shut up, God. No one cares about this old building.
It always says a voice.
Hey, I have a phone
What?
that can do whatever I want. You know, I could just show him magic.
God?
Yeah, God magic while he's reading this crappy book about a building that sucks.
God could, I don't think you could impress God with that. I mean, God could make a phone out of
Why did he make a phone back then and put the Bible on that?
Well, that's a very good point, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
Because the Bible's not true, Kyle. That's why. Because there is no God, and Muhammad is his
Then
prophet.
why am I going to hell?
Because you're an asshole.
Okay.
That means it's that simple.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay, where were we?
Cedar beams. This was the inner courtyard of the temple.
Above were high-grade stones cut to size, a great courtyard surrounded by a wall of 3 courses of dressed stone and 1 course of trimmed cedar beams, as was the inner courtyard of the temple of
I like
the
my
Lord
stone dressed.
with its portico. The temple.
It's even better when it takes it off.
Hey, now I've described the building. Would you like to hear how it's furnished? The temple's furnishings, verse 13. King Solomon sent to Tyre.
This sucks, dude. We need
Tyre.
We always
I keep saying Tyre. It's Tyre.
Tyre. I still want to do a fucking whatever. It doesn't matter. Could you imagine a fucking sermon in church? Like the whole Bible's important because God wrote it.
In fact, I can because I've sat through them, Kyle.
They read this shit.
The good in my quote unquote good pastors do we read the Bible at this church and this is the section, and then the best ones all have commentary and they go, the reason for these lengths, and they contrive reasons that are
to make it compelling. So listen.
Exactly, and God needs all this stuff, and it's the most exact measurements, and if you really analyze it, they start talking about how perfect it is. These people would describe a doghouse being the greatest structure ever if it was described in the Bible. It's a 1 foot by 2 foot opening. They're that's ideal for any dog. Any dog can fit in that. And you're you guys are they're such homers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're huge homers.
They just start with this is the ultimate truth and then work backwards. Like Solomon's Temple, which they've never found. I was reading that.
It's so funny to me.
That Bible
I don't know
Atlas
why
book.
That's so funny.
That Bible Atlas book that I bought in Israel, written by Israeli scholars, and they're PhDs, archaeologists.
Yeah.
They're so there's no evidence for Solomon's Temple. Granted, we're not allowed to dig in Jerusalem because it's too sensitive to both Muslims. Muslims and Jews have this ongoing truce right now.
Yeah, because they don't want to find out they're both wrong.
Yes. So they're both we both agree to not do the
we
research.
both agree it's all down there, but we're not going to look.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they both have that, and they both hate each other over it. They both claim to it, but they both say don't actually do we don't actually want any carbon dating. We don't actually want any excavations.
Yeah.
We don't want to be proven wrong.
That's blasphemous.
So it's literally blasphemous to do archaeology around there. Granted, people also live there. It's surreal.
By the way, I think any form of scientific what's it called when you do science?
I don't know, science.
Any type of scientific method is blasphemous.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
Because any type of reasonable explanation is blasphemous.
That's true.
Because it disproves
God
God.
because.
Yeah.
God because.
Yeah. You don't ask why. Maybe you do ask why. Do you ask why?
I mean, we all ask why, but God says
Yeah.
don't ask why.
Oh,
God
okay.
says have faith.
Right. Don't ask.
That's the central tenet of Christianity is don't ask, just believe.
That's why you don't dig.
Be like sheep. It is always talking about sheep
Mm-hmm.
with wolves and sheep with lions. Do you know who actually eats the sheep at the end of the day? The fucking shepherd. The good shepherd. Jesus Christ.
He's a sheep?
That's
ironic.
You don't know this, obviously, but throughout the whole Bible, one of the
So
themes.
he's a sheep and he's
no,
leading
he's the
sheep.
good shepherd. He's not a sheep. He's a shepherd.
I thought you just said he was a sheep.
No, he's the good shepherd,
Okay.
and he eats the sheep. The shepherd is the person who. That's why he raises sheep, to eat them and take their and harvest their wool.
Right.
But Jesus is also referred to as the lamb who was slaughtered. You know, the unblemished lamb from Leviticus and all that crap. The temple's furnishings.
And back to the Bible.
King Solomon sent to Tyre and brought Hiram. Now,
That's Tyre surrounds rim. I don't know if you knew that, but his rim's on the inside.
Oh,
The whole thing's called wheel.
they're connected by
Yeah,
axles.
they come together eventually. It's called wheel.
Who invented it?
The guy named Carr.
The soft J Jews.
Yeah, the J Dogs, dude.
King Solomon sent to Tyre and brought Hiram, whose mother was a widow from the tribe of Naphtali, and whose father was a man born of Tyre and a craftsman in bronze. Hiram was highly skilled and experienced in all kinds of bronze work. He came to King Solomon and did all the work assigned to him. So they basically got the most badass blacksmith of all time. This is like, if you were reading this today...
What's better, a blacksmith or a whitesmith? If you had to pick one.
Blacksmith, because I don't know what a whitesmith does.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. It's 2020. It's always blacksmith.
What the fuck is a whitesmith? Technically, my mom's a whitesmith. Her last name is Smith.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I have the two most boring white person names in the world: Smith and Campbell.
Oh, holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah, it's like John Generic.
Dude, find me another Vestner. I dare you. Not in Germany. Germany doesn't count.
The funniest part to me is if you lose all of your ID, like everything, like
Yep.
till you have nothing, you call the Ministry of Statistics and you say, "My name is Caleb Campbell. I was born in Kelowna. My mother's maiden name is Smith. This is my address," and they send you a birth certificate, and that's how easy it seems. If you know where someone was born and you can guess their mom's maiden name was Smith,
That's calling you're calling the Ministry of Statistics. I think you want statistics.
am I slurring that bad?
No, just fuck with you.
Okay, because I've only had like 3 hails.
Well, you had like 4 or 5 on the way, and then 3 here, and then
No, this will be my 3rd, I think. This was open before yesterday.
it's all
I'm
good,
getting
babe.
I'm getting
It's all good, babe.
judgy eyes because of the I called the cops on you that one time, and you're like, I'm calling the cops on this motherfucker. I'm sleeping on your couch.
Dude, I would never do that to you. I would never do that.
The temple's furnishings. We're gonna get through this. King Solomon sent to Tyre and brought him. We've already read that. Oh, okay. He's the best bronze worker ever. I was gonna say that this guy is the biblical equivalent of like Steve Jobs. Like if you need, Steve Jobs was like the fucking guy for his age. Isn't he known as?
What the hell does that mean?
Isn't Steve
Like
considered
guy
like
for his age?
It's like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were like the 2 guys of our age that like transformed the digital
Innovators?
Yeah, innovators. This
Yeah.
guy is the bronze working Steve Jobs. That's what I'm trying to say. You should consider this
Okay.
Hiram guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're famous
He's the smartest guy of all time.
for being a blacksmith,
Oh, this is a different guy.
you got to be pretty famous. Like this guy made
He'd be
bronze.
pretty good.
That's what I mean. If you get a mention,
This guy knew about carbon, dude. This guy knew about carbon folding.
probably not. He probably just
He probably accidentally folded his metal a bunch.
figured. Yeah. Well, he probably
Yeah.
knew about its effect, but not how it worked.
Do you know people think like, you know how you get that cool effect because Japanese swords, I can't remember what it's called when it looks all wavy and you can see all the layers because
Yeah.
they have to fold it so many times. I found out the only reason they had to do that was because their metal was so shitty that they had to do it that many times. And in fact, even after they did it that many times with that crappy whatever they had, that it wouldn't be better than a regular sword that never did that.
Really?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, fuck the J-Dogs, dude.
The Japs.
Don't call them that.
I don't know why Japs is a fucking slur, because it's just short for Japan. It's like calling Canadians cans. Like, would I be offended? No. Is Japs supposed to be a slur, right?
I guess.
Like, I prefer nipper.
I don't. That's not even. You didn't even use that right.
Isn't it
A nipper is when you like have a little bit of hooch, dude.
Nips.
Nips. There you go. That's the one.
But
Just nip.
I extended it to nipper.
Yeah, but that's its own thing.
So it's not even. Man, if you just say like.
By the way, Asian people don't give a fuck about anything. I don't think. I think genuinely that's true. I'm gonna speak for an entire race not being the race, and I don't care.
They're not a minority. They're the majority, and
And they're taking over everything. So
yeah. I mean, China is once again the superpower of the world. China's like been around since basically the dawn of time. Almost nobody can lay claim to that.
that's because they have no respect for their own people.
Who's been around as long as China? Like the Jews, maybe only. As far as like
Blacks?
a nation,
The blacks,
no, they've been around as like a race. But as far as like a nation,
Africans.
like a country,
Africans,
the country of Africa, like which country?
the whole thing.
Such a retard.
Liberia.
The whole thing. Oh my god. The temple's furnishings. Let's just get through this and be done with it.
Oh God.
King Solomon sent to Tyre and brought. Oh, I already read that. So he cast 2 bronze pillars, each 18 cubits high and 12 cubits around,
That's a sick pillar.
by line.
It's about as big as my dick.
That is about 27 feet or 8.1 meters high
So I'm gonna lie to girls. My dick is 18 cubits long. Look it up.
and 18 feet or 5.4 meters around.
That's also what I'm gonna say.
I don't understand what they thought pillars. Like, what's cool about a fucking pillar?
I think it's just a lot of raw material and be like, fuck you, you can't ever do this. Look how much money
I guess-
look how much resources I'm spending and taking away from you and just putting it in my decoration.
Like, that's a pretty big fucking pillar he put there.
Yeah, by the way, it doesn't need to be that big.
Yeah.
Just fuck you, that's why.
Well, they've been doing it forever. Like the Washington Monument's relatively recent. It's just a fucking stupid.
I think it's a flex. Just like an expensive car's a flex, I think it's expensive and hard to build giant pillars back then.
Imagine being impressed by that.
You're impressed by anything. I'm
I'm
impressed
not.
by a lot of shit.
I'm not impressed by
Impressed by
that.
almost everything, to be honest with you.
That makes you a simpleton.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Walking around the world
Whatever.
with like
It's dope.
a mind of. I guess
Whatever.
That's the best
Don't look through fucking metal colored glasses. Dude.
Yeah, I was about to say. I wish I was a simpleton like you.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see.
Absolute horror. Okay. Those big ass fucking dick pillars. He made those. This
dude.
bronze work. He made
Big
two.
ass dick pillars.
He made
Name
two,
of the pod.
He made two two capitals. I don't know what a capital is, but he made a capital of cast bronze and set it on the tops of the pillars. Each capital was 5 cubits high.
It's a letter, probably.
That is 7.5 feet or 2.3 meters. So that's actually a good one if you're trying to think of cubits as a measurement for the rest of the podcast. 5 cubits is almost 2.3 meters. So it's like half. A meter is about half a cubit.
So a cubit is 2 meters.
Yeah. There you go.
So my dick is 18 cubits.
What an inconvenience.
I have to curl it up. Or my entire body like headphone cords.
Oh yeah. Do you have a dick turban also to tie it up so it doesn't get like
Yeah, it's
lost?
called a fucking shirt and pants, dude.
Shirt and pants. He made 2.
Under the right angle, it looks like abs.
Oh, this is funny. That's actually not funny. It's strange.
Lead with it's funny though.
I
As a
meant-
comedian, always oversell your material.
Well, I meant it's strange. It's weird. It's
Okay,
not funny.
bizarre.
Not like haha funny. Okay, god damn it. He made 2 capitals of bronze, set them
funny.
a network of interwoven change festooned on capitals on the top
Interwoven
of the pillars.
change. What is that, like 35 cents?
Chains. No, like
gotcha.
the thing
Chains.
that you use to lock bikes to posts. He made pomegranates in 2 rows, encircling them. I just like to watch you just like not say anything there.
What?
Nothing.
To what? The bikes?
Um,
Or pomegranates?
I thought you were just hovering over the fields.
Oh, you said fields?
No, I didn't. I said I pregnant pause.
Work in the field.
That's part of that. That's
A network of interwoven chains festoons on the top of the capitals
pretty
pillars.
close.
7 for each pillar. He made pomegranates in 2 rows encircling each network to decorate the capitals on top of the pillars.
He just wasted fruit? They
No.
had pomegranates back then?
He made 2 pomegranates. So they found an ivory pomegranate that they believe was on one of these.
Am I retarded or is that a fruit?
It is a fruit.
And they made one out of metal?
Yeah, it's like a golden apple.
Who the fuck makes that?
You've not like It's a symbol. There's
Of what?
There's an apple on your fucking iPad right there. Do you
thing
think
sucks.
they don't have an apple in like the lobby of fucking the there's
Go
probably a giant statue of an apple at Apple. That's exactly the thing that they're doing here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but that's the name of their company. We're like pomegranates.
It's a decoration. Cherubs,
200
gargoyles.
of them?
He made pomegranates in
That's
2
a
rows.
tropical fruit?
It doesn't say 200. It says 2 rows encircling each network. It doesn't say 200. But they found a pomegranate made of ivory that they believe is from this time. It's the only evidence that they have.
that someone made a pomegranate.
Yeah, and in fact, they also forged on the pomegranate. So they know that the pomegranate they found is X amount of years old, that dated to like 600 BCE
Because of
or whatever.
why?
I don't know. That's what the article
Carbon
said.
dating.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that. I don't know why.
Elephant
The
tusk
article that I read that I believed at face
dating. Did they cut it
value
in half and count the rings? That's how you know.
of ivory.
Yeah, dude.
You're such a moron.
Pretty sure that's how. Pretty sure ivory has rings. Look it up.
He did the same for each capital. Capitals on the top of the pillars in the portico were in the shapes of lilies, 4 cubits high. I'm not going to read the notes about cubits anymore. Just double it for meters, okay?
No one gives a fuck either, by the way.
Well, when I read
By the way,
this,
every time you do that, you blaspheme God and it hurts my soul.
when I read this,
As
or if I
the King
was
of
read
Darkness.
this and I was like, 20 cubits, if you're just getting like, not only is it inherently boring, it's in measurements you don't understand.
I don't care if the pillar is 2 meters.
Yeah, I know, it's irrelevant.
Or 4 cubits.
But if you're,
I don't care.
but if you're a little bit curious, I told you, a cubit is a cubit is 2 meters.
2 meters, yep.
Roughly. So that you can just do the math. He erected the pillars
Times it or divide it by 2 for the listeners.
times or divide. Either way, you'll come to a different.
Depends on what metric you're, which way you're going.
He erected the pillars at the portico of the temple.
So you
The
figured
pillar
it out.
in the south was
That's
named
math.
Jackin. Jackin probably means he establishes.
Probably.
They
That's what I
literally
think it
say
means, too.
it probably means establishes.
The pillar to
They
the
should-
south is named Jackin.
It should. There's also another note. There's a note on that note that says
Yeah.
it could mean jerking off. One was named Jackin and the other one was named Boaz.
Oh, that's not as good.
Jack and Boaz, though, when you take them as a pair.
I'm going to name the other one off.
The capitals on top were in the shape of lilies, and
That's beautiful.
so the
dude.
work on the pillars is completed. Oh my God. This goes on for another 2 pages. I thought this was like near the
Well,
end.
we're not going to be able to read all of it. Young T, where we at?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can stop anytime you want.
What a long, boring chapter.
No, this is important.
Next week on
Important
the
for our
podcast,
salvation.
we will power through the boring part, and the ark gets brought to the temple, and something happens when they bring the ark to the temple that you're going to want to hear about. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Hell yeah.
Do we get any emails
gonna
this week?
figure-
Did you learn anything today, Kyle?
No, probably not. When I think about it.
You did learn that a cubit is 1 meter.
2
No,
meters.
2 meters. Yeah, we did learn that.
2 meters.
We did learn about.
Blacksmith, the new blacksmith.
We learned
The
about
super good one.
that all addictions are caused by the demon of addiction, and we did
What
not.
a blanket job he has.
Yeah.
He just changes. He's into a lot of things, that dude.
Yeah, if you can get addicted to anything.
Just gets to watch porn all the time and drink. That's fucking rules.
I mean,
That's a sweet gig. That's the best demon.
one of my favorite roles as like a friend is corrupter, as in you don't need to go to work tomorrow. We
Yeah,
can
that's-
drink another day. I would love to be the demon of addiction. I would make probably a great.
Dude, fuck it. Have another beer. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Yeah,
How often do we do this?
every Thursday.
Yeah, but it's been a week.
I haven't drank in 2 weeks.
No way.
Well,
Want to get pissed?
I mean, we could. We have the potential.
Hell yeah.
Nobody cares about that. What they do care about
Mm-hmm.
is if we got any emails this week.
We did not. No emails. We did. Hold on.
You really bummed me out for a second there.
We got one. It's from Carlos.
Nice.
says Bible Beaters is ranking very well in Lebanon.
Oh God.
It's true though. Isn't that fucking weird?
In the source material.
It's 100% true. Bible Beaters is ranking well in Lebanon.
Hey, Lebanese people, how's it going? Thanks for having us.
We're position 3 in category comedy interviews. Position 8 in comedy.
I'm pretty sure there's 8 people listening to podcasts in
Position
Lebanon.
83 in all podcasts in Lebanon. That's fucking crazy. That's weird, dude.
Is Lebanon where the
Lebanese people live? I think so,
Oh, of
but
course
I'm not
that-
positive. I'm not positive.
I went to
It's one of those brown countries, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's one of those.
what is the place that's all carved into the side of the sandstone?
What the hell does that mean?
I told you about this place where they filmed Indiana Jones. It's like offensive. I can't remember this.
Huh?
It's like this huge natural
Oh,
wonder.
yeah, all those,
The desert.
that's where the sand people live.
They walk
that's
single file
Star
to disguise
Wars.
their
That's
numbers.
Star Wars shit.
What the fuck is it called? God, did you find it?
Do you think Star Trek's anti-Semitic?
I've never watched Star Trek.
They have a race called, I think it's Ferengis, and they just love money. And they got huge noses. It's fucking wild, dude. Like that's their whole race. Their
Is Star
whole
Trek
race.
good?
I don't know. My dad watched it, so I picked up things here and there.
Here's the thing.
But it
has a devote.
it's wild.
It must be like the stories must be good because the action and the like costumes are cheesy as fuck.
I think that's what people like. I don't really know.
But
I don't
I
watch
heard
sci-fi.
that they have some cool ideas
Yeah, for sure.
in the
That
thing.
people stole and made better.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like a soap opera though. They made like 1 billion of them.
I need to remember the name of this place.
Yeah. Sand Hill Caves.
I'm looking
Sand
it up.
caves.
Kyle, host the podcast for 1 second. Do something useful. Say something interesting. Tell us about your week.
My
Tell
week,
us about
dude?
your latest fight with your neighbor.
Nah, me and my neighbor are cool though. But when I did go home,
I don't even know what to search.
come home today, it's kind of weird. My neighbor had his light on, and he's our landlord also. Like right by the door, like a light he was holding, like a physical fucking lamp or something.
I hope you're not talking to me because I'm.
I am. I'm talking to you, dude. And then I looked at it because it was overwhelming, right, Young T? Yeah, he's nods. Then he opened the door and just laughed like a maniac, and I just walked inside.
That's riveting, dude.
Yeah,
tell me
it's
more
rad.
about that.
It was pretty cool. I mean, I was kind of scared, but I got over it, toughed it out, you know? I'm going on a trip.
Petra.
Yeah, that's
Petra's where I went.
it. No, that's
In Jordan, and
that's
it's not in
Verge's ex-wife,
Lebanon.
dude.
Anyways,
That's the girl you almost had sex with.
Petra. Oh yeah. Different story for a
That's
different
our
time.
friend's betrothed, dude. That you almost defiled.
Man, nobody cares about that. Nobody knows. Why would you leave? Why would you like even introduce that story?
Because you did.
No, I didn't.
Whatever. Okay, you didn't.
Yeah, of course, that's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't.
Stop it. Stop it. That's the time I did the most mushrooms in my life, but it's too long of a story to tell here. Thanks for listening. If you want to know or have any follow-up extracurricular questions about the Bible, you can email us at BibleBeaters@canoncomedy.ca.
You got it,
There's
dude.
a button on our website, which is canoncomedy.ca.
Canada Comedy Network on YouTube.
We pretend to post on Facebook and Insta. If I do something that I think is fun, it's on there, but I haven't posted in a while.